The uncensored history of human civilization, the ultimate journey. Look at your hands. We live in an era of steel skyscrapers, satellite networks, and pocket-sized supercomputers. But if you rewind the clock just a fraction of evolutionary time, we were nothing. For 99% of our existence, humans were just fragile, terrified primates hiding in the dark, praying we wouldn't get eaten by predators before sunrise. We had no claws, no venom, and no armor. Yet, somehow, against every law of nature, we conquered the planet. We built monuments that touch the clouds, executed wars that rewrote geography, and created technologies that mimic the gods. How did a helpless animal escape the food chain to stand on the moon? This is the raw, breathtaking story of human civilization. Our terrifying rise began roughly 6 million years ago in the dense wilderness of Africa with the emergence of the first hominids. Survival was a brutal game of elimination. Around 1.9 million years ago, Homo erectus did the unthinkable. They left Africa, spreading across Eurasia with expanding brains and crude stone tools. By 400,000 years ago, Europe was completely dominated by the Neanderthals, strong, heavy, and perfectly engineered for Ice Age brutality. But then, we arrived. Homo sapiens. Out of all the human species that once walked this earth, we are the sole survivors. What was our secret weapon? It wasn't physical strength. It was the invention of civilization. 10,000 years ago, we stopped running. We discovered agriculture. Instead of hunting animals, we enslaved them. Instead of foraging for berries, we settled down to conquer the soil, harvesting grains like wheat and barley. This farming revolution sparked the world's first true superpower in 4000 BCE, Mesopotamia, born between the volatile Tigris and Euphrates rivers. In the grand city of Uruk, humans stopped just surviving and started inventing. They built the handmill, crushing grain into flour using massive stones. They invented written language, law codes, and centralized governments. Meanwhile, along the Nile River, ancient Egypt was executing engineering feats that still defy belief. Pharaohs like Djoser built the first step pyramids, setting the stage for Pharaoh Khufu, who, around 2589 BCE, commanded the construction of the Great Pyramid of Giza. Built over 20 agonizing years of human sweat, it remains a global marvel. But wealth brought greed, and greed brought ultimate warfare. By 1258 BCE, the Egyptian pharaoh Ramses the Great clashed with the ruthless Hittite Empire at the Battle of Kadesh. Thousands of chariots tore through the desert in a bloody stalemate. Realizing mutual destruction was guaranteed, Ramses II and Hittite king Hattusili III signed the first written peace treaty in human history, inventing global diplomacy out of sheer survival. As Egypt and Mesopotamia bled, a different beast was rising in the east. Around 2100 BCE, the first Chinese dynasties emerged along the Yellow River. To control massive populations, they weaponized a terrifying political philosophy called the Mandate from Heaven. This law stated that heaven chose the emperor to rule, but only if he remained just. If a ruler grew corrupt or weak, the heavens withdrew the mandate, legally authorizing the public to launch a violent revolution and overthrow the entire dynasty. This endless cycle of rise, fall, and rebirth fueled China for thousands of years. Meanwhile, in Europe, a tiny, chaotic mud settlement on the Tiber River was preparing to swallow the Western world, Rome. According to legend, Rome was founded by twin orphans, Romulus and Remus, who survived abandonment because a wild female wolf nursed them and kept them alive. Those wild wolf children laid the stones of an empire that built unstoppable military machines, endless aqueducts, and roads that conquered continents. Centuries accelerated into millennia as empires rose like tidal waves and crashed into ash. The Greeks engineered philosophy, the Romans perfected law, and the Middle Ages violently reshaped the globe. But human ambition has always been wrapped in violence. By the early 20th century, the global balance of power was a ticking time bomb of colonial greed. On June 28, 1914, a single gunshot shattered the world. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand triggered a domino effect of secret alliances, plunging humanity into the meat grinder of World War I. For 4 years, industrialized slaughter defined the planet. Old empires collapsed into dust, but the trauma only fed a darker monster. Just 2 decades later, Adolf Hitler invaded Poland, attempting to forge an empire that would eclipse Rome. World War II became the deadliest, most destructive conflict in human history, pushing our species to the edge of total extinction. It concluded in 1945 with the complete annihilation of Berlin and the apocalyptic atomic blinding of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Yet, From the radioactive ash of global war, humanity achieved a mind-bending technological awakening. During the chaos, a brilliant mathematician named Alan Turing laid the fundamental groundwork for the digital computer. In a mere matter of decades, we moved from room-sized processing machines to launching human beings into the dead void of outer space. In 1969, a creature that began by crushing grain between rocks in Mesopotamia successfully walked on the surface of the moon. Neil Armstrong's words broadcasted back across the vacuum. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Today, our world is instantly connected. Information moves at the absolute speed of light, supercomputers sit in our pockets, and we are staring into the eyes of artificial intelligence. Thousands of years ago, in the ancient Mesopotamian epic of Gilgamesh, a king searched the ends of the earth for immortality, only to discover that humans can never escape death. Empires will always rise, and empires will always fall. The history of human civilization is an open, bleeding book, and we are holding the pen. Will we learn from the scars of our ancestors, or are we trapped in an endless loop of self-destruction? What do you think is humanity's greatest achievement, or our darkest mistake? Let me know in the comments below. If you are ready to uncover more dark truths of our past, smash that like button, share this video, and subscribe. Until next time, keep